World of Warcraft Classic Hidden History, The Waking World and the Well of Eternity. "10,000 years before the orcs and humans clashed in war, the world of Azeroth had one massive continent surrounded by the sea. That land, known as Quel'dorei, was home to a number of disparate races and creatures, all vying for survival amongst the savage elements of the earth. At the center of the dark continent was a mysterious lake of incandescent energies, later called the Well of Eternity, was the true heart of Azeroth's magic and natural power, drawing energies from the infinite Great Dark. The well acted as a mystical fount, sending its potent energies out across the world to nourish life in all its wondrous forms. Eventually, a primitive tribe of nocturnal humanoids made their way to the edges of the enchanted lake. The feral, nomadic humanoids, drawn by the well's strange energies, built crude homes on its tranquil shores. Over time, the well's cosmic power affected the tribe, making them strong, wise, and virtually immortal. They adopted the name Quel'dorei, meaning Children of Stars. To celebrate their budding society, they constructed great structures and temples around the lake's shores. The Quel'dorei, or Night Elves as they came to be known, worshipped the moon goddess Elune, and believed that she slept within the well's depths during daylight hours. The early priests and seers studied the well with insatiable curiosity, driven to plumb its untold secrets and power. As their society grew, the Night Elves explored the breadth of Quel'dorei and encountered its other denizens. The only creatures that gave them pause were the ancient and powerful dragons. The great serpentine beasts were often reclusive, but they did much to safeguard the known lands from potential threats. The dragons held themselves to be the protectors of the world, and the Night Elves agreed they were best left alone. In time, the Night Elves' curiosity led them to meet and befriend a number of powerful entities. Not least was Cenarius, a mighty demigod of the Forest Land. The great-hearted Cenarius grew fond of the inquisitive Night Elves and spent a great deal of time teaching them about the natural world. The tranquil Quel'dorei developed a strong empathy for the living forests of Quel'dorei and reveled in the harmonious nature of balance. As the seemingly endless ages passed, the Night Elf civilization expanded and increased culturally. Their temples, roads, and dwelling places stretched across the dark continent. Azshara, the Night Elves' beautiful and gifted queen, built an immense palace on the well's shore that housed her favorite servitors within its bejeweled halls. Her servitors, whom she called Quel'dorei, or Highborn, doted on her every command and believed themselves to be greater than the rest of their brethren. Though Queen Azshara was loved equally by all her people, the Highborn were secretly envied and disliked by the rest of the elves. Sharing the priest's curiosity toward the Well of Eternity, Azshara ordered the Highborn to plumb its secrets and reveal its true purpose in the world. The Highborn buried themselves in their work and studied the well ceaselessly. In time, they developed the ability to manipulate and control the well's cosmic energies. As their experiments progressed, the Highborn found that they could use their power to create and destroy at their leisure. The heedless Highborn had stumbled upon primitive magic and were now resolved to devote themselves to its mastery. Although they agreed that magic was inherently dangerous, if handled irresponsibly, Azshara and her Highborn began to practice their spellcraft with reckless abandon. Cenarius and many wizened Night Elf scholars warned that only calamity would result from toying with the clearly volatile arts of magic. Even so, Azshara and her followers stubbornly continued to expand their burgeoning powers. As their powers grew, a distinct change came over Azshara and her Highborn. The haughty, aloof upper class became increasingly callous and cruel toward their fellow elves. A dark, brooding pall veiled Azshara's once entrancing beauty. She began to withdraw from her loving subjects and refused to interact with any but her most trusted highborn priests. A young scholar, named Malfurion Stormrage, who had spent much of his time studying the primitive arts of druidism, began to suspect that a terrible power was corrupting the highborn and his beloved queen. Though he could not conceive of the evil that was to come, he knew that the Night Elves' lives could soon be changed forever.